Hi guys, hope you're all well, staying safe during these unprecedented times. Andy Wheeler, Designated Safeguarding Lead, and Sarah Willis, Designated Safeguarding Officer and Respect Lead for the Birmingham FA here. Just to give you a quick update, based on the announcements recently by the government and also the FA, football is still on lockdown. There won't be, the earliest it will be the 1st of June, but that's an extendable date as well. So we thought we'd bring you a quick update on a few areas that welfare officers need to be aware of, and also a few welfare officers have been in touch with us asking what sorts of things they could be doing during lockdown in terms of making sure they're compliant both now and fully compliant, or at least ready to go when football returns. So not a long video this time, but a few updates for you. And as always, feel free to get in touch if you've got any further questions on this. So with no further ado, I will hand you over to Sarah for the first section.
Yeah, hi everyone. As Andy said, I hope you're all keeping well and keeping safe at the minute, and hopefully we won't be in this situation for too much longer. So just a quick update on DBSs then. Most of you already know this at the moment, but just to reiterate it one more time for everybody, there are currently no new applications being taken for DBSs. The reason for that is so that the company that we use, which is GBG, can prioritise NHS staff and new volunteers that are going to work for the NHS. There's no football at the moment, so there isn't need for any new applications right now. Same as verification, for obvious reasons, we need to do it face to face. I know that GBG does have a section to say that they can accept video verifications, but that's on the provision that we then follow that up with a face-to-face verification, which just can't be done in football. There's just too many people. So at the moment, the FA have just said for no new ones to be put in. Anybody with an expiry date between the 1st of March and the 1st of October has had an extra 12 months added to their expiry date. So they have a 4-year expiry as opposed to a 3. That will automatically be added onto whole game as well. The auto renewal checks are still taking place. So on your portals where it says the CRC or DBS applications, you'll still be able to see who's expired, especially those ones prior to the 1st of March. All new and expired DBSs will need to be instigated and checked before undertaking regulated activity. Myself and Andy have been trying to get on that case over the past couple of weeks. We've got spreadsheets together for teams non-compliance and club non-compliance as well, and starting to get those emails out just to remind people. Welfare officers will be CC'd into those emails as well, so you'll be able to see who's going to need one before they can undertake activity again.
Thank you. In terms of courses, as you can imagine, face-to-face courses, so the Welfare Officer Workshop and the Safeguarding Children's Workshop, the face-to-face one, are currently on hold. So if you know of volunteers at your club or yourself need to attend those, any club welfare officers that need to attend that have had an email from me last week. But if you do need to attend those, then please keep a lookout, and as soon as those courses return, please get yourself booked on them. It is part of your compliance as a welfare officer to have attended both of those courses face to face. Obviously, if you have already attended the Safeguarding Children's Workshop, and that's was more than 3 years ago, then you are able to undertake the Safeguarding Children's recertification course, which is available online through the FA Learning platform, falearning.thefa.com. If you go to that link, then you can use your whole game username and password to get in. Any problems, click on forgotten password and it resets your password to get in. And when you get in there, you'll see both the Safeguarding Children recertification, and if you also need to undertake the committee members course, then you'll find that there as well. There are other courses on there which can be useful to undertake at this time, and can add to your learning as well. But they're the two main ones that we need all welfare officers to have undertaken. If you have any problems when you access, I know some people have got in touch to say that when they've got in, there's the courses aren't there, or it's not quite accessible. If you do have any problems like that, please email education@thefa.com with your name, the issue you're having, and your FAN. And hopefully the education team at the FA can look into your issue and sort it out pretty quickly. So please do go to them if you've got any issues, any technical issues like that, or feel free to come to us and hopefully we can help you with it. But we would probably end up forwarding it to the education team anyway, so it's quicker for you guys to go straight to them. So moving on, what can I be doing during lockdown, Sarah?
Yeah, so we've had a few questions just of welfare officers just saying what kind of things that you guys can be getting on with during this period. So the first one is looking after yourselves and ensuring that you are fully compliant. So your Safeguarding Children workshop is up to date, your DBS hasn't expired, undertake a welfare officer workshop, completed your Safeguard for Committee members course. Just have a look and make sure that those expiry dates aren't coming up over the next few months, and if they are, just make a note of it, make a log of it, so you can ensure that you're kept compliant as well. Keep your knowledge up to date with online courses to the FA, the NSPCC, Child Protection in Sport Unit. I'm doing exactly the same, so I've been doing a lot of these courses as well and having a look around and seeing what's out there, and a lot of them are really, really useful. You can also check the status of all regulated activity volunteers. So make sure you've got an up-to-date list of every volunteer that you have, all new volunteers that are going to be joining, and determine whether they're going to need a DBS or not. Ensure that the safeguarding courses are complete. The DBS hasn't expired. The emergency aids hasn't expired. Again, if they are due to expire, I know there's only limited things of what we can do at the moment, but at least if you've made a note and you've got a plan, as soon as football's back up and running, you can make sure that those are done really early, as opposed to waiting until we're chasing. Plan who needs to do what, either now, online, or, as I said, when football returns as well.
Great stuff. So also for you guys in your welfare officer roles, check all the policies and procedures are in place and relevant to your club. So, some clubs have multiple grounds with different setups. Are the policies different in terms of where you might hire a ground to where you might own one? Just make sure that all policies and procedures are correct, and actually that you've adopted all the most relevant versions as well. Obviously, copies of these can be found at thefa.com/football-rules-governance/safeguarding, which is there. I would go and have a look at it, look at the list of different policies, and just compare it to your list, and really get to know the wording around them, and have a think about what that means for you and your club league in terms of the impact of it. So once you've understood it and know them, then communicate it. So I'm guessing at the moment you're having various Zoom calls with committee. Not sure whether, you might be having them with team managers, coaches, even parents. But put some time aside within those just to go through them. Email them out to everyone, and just so that they can understand the requirements behind the policy and procedure, but also the impact of it. So what does the social media or e-communications policy look like? How does that impact on coaches? How does the changing room policy impact on team managers and coaches and parents, etc.? There's lots of different ramifications, but just to try and get the messages out there and communicated to all across your environment, your club, your team, your league, and such like. Big one at the moment, lots of online team meetings happening where coaches, managers are keeping in touch with their teams. Fantastic, wonderful, keeping them engaged in the sport. Absolutely absolutely ideal, excuse me. However, let's just make sure that they are still adhering to the communication, social media safeguarding requirements. So make sure that there's 2 adults on a call. Make sure that the email or the phone number that the link address is going to, whether it's Zoom, Teams, WhatsApp, Face Messenger, whichever platform is being used, make sure that it's going to the parents' contact rather than the child. And as I say, make sure that there is 2 adults on that call. There is guidance. Sarah mentioned it earlier about the NSPCC Child and Sport Unit. There is guidance on there about running online forums for coaches in sport. And running training sessions, and also the FA have released the guidance as well, which is available through the Birmingham FA website. So if you go to the news section, you'll see engaging under 18s online, and there's a link on there for coaches and managers around using online as a communication tool. So do make sure that you're still adhering to these sort of things, as well as if you are putting videos together of Keepy Uppy Challenge or whatever it is, just make sure that it's the parent that submits the video, and also there's no way of locating where that child lives, or wearing something, a school top instead of the club top or such like. So try and make sure the child isn't outside on the front lawn where you can tell where they live from the background. And such like. But as I've said before, and I'll say again, if you have any queries on anything like this, please do get in touch with us. And then final one is, please do keep recording and reporting immediately any concerns and disclosures. Things are still happening. Hearing all the time that domestic abuse is going up during this lockdown, which is horrendous to hear. But the number of calls to Childline and children's services across the country, and especially across Birmingham and the West Midlands, is on the rise. So if you as a club, anyone in your club reports anything to you, please let us know as soon as possible, and we can obviously support you, or we can then report it to the correct authorities and make sure that child is safe and well, because that is why we do the roles we do, is to keep children safe. And at the moment those concerns and those potential issues are very much heightened, so we need to be on top of this even more so than we usually are. So thank you from me for all the work you do, both during normal times and during the last 8 weeks of lockdown. Our contact details are there as ever. If you have any, I'll say again, if you've got any queries or questions, please get in touch with us, and we're more than helpful. We're more than happy to help, answer or support in any way. So thank you very much. Keep in touch. Do stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon. I'll let Sarah have the last word.
Yeah, thanks all very much. There's another newsletter coming out. I know that you've been getting them over the past few weeks. I should be getting that out over the next week or two. We've also made some new safeguard posters, so I'll PDF those and get those out to you all as well, so you can print them off ready for your clubs. But yeah, stay safe, and we'll catch up with you all soon.
Thanks, guys. One thing I forgot to add is that please do keep a lookout. The Birmingham FA are looking at running a series of club forums online, possibly in the coming weeks. So please do look out for those. And we're hoping that some new technology will be available to us shortly, that we'll be able to run a more interactive safeguarding forum, where you can come on, listen to us live and ask questions as well. So a bit more interactive than these videos have been, but hopefully you find them useful. So thank you again. I did say that I was going to let Sarah have the last word, and then I've stepped in. So I'll say goodbye, and I'll let her have the last word again.
Don't worry. Take care, everyone. We'll speak to you soon.